talk about us as we're doing the talk show. We don't need to get meta right now. Just whatever you're comfortable doing. Oh, okay, thank you. Sorry. Anyways, could you please be closer to the mic? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Sorry about that.
You can always hear him,
John.
You can always hear him like rustling papers on the show too.
Sorry.
Hold on, I'm just trying to go through my notes.
Yeah, you can hear it all the time.
So I don't really have any notes. I lost them, and this is just an empty notepad that I'm rustling around to.
This show is brought to you by That's My PC. If you need to access office files from another computer. That's about every radio show is sponsored by something like that.
Go to my PC.
Yeah.
All right.
Go to my PC in case you need to have a video conference with the other people involved with your show.
Oh God.
Okay.
All right.
Just throwing up.
Projectile vomit.
Good thing the pop filter. He won't get on
You'll catch the chunks.
Okay, let's do it.
You're listening to Time Spent Poorly with Nathan Betts.
It doesn't matter what I do, I just can't seem to win. But here I go again. And I said, hey, that's the story of my life. I had a good plan, but it didn't go right. Oh no, I'm overdrawn. I checked my account and the money's all done. Why me? I don't know what to think. I finally get aboard and the whole boat sinks. Seems to be the story of my life.
Welcome to the Time Spent Poorly podcast.
What is that? Was my face.
Bats. I like your face.
Hi.
I like the look of it.
At Nathan Obats on the twits.
That's right, and that's at Derek Yon on the twits. And Casey4 is here. Are you on the twits?
Yeah, I don't have any follow. I have two followers.
One of them might be me. I think.
Is
I
it just
you.
at KC4?
Yes.
At Casey4 is here with us.
CASEYFOOR.
There he is, and we're going to have a show. We don't have any plans, so we're probably going to fail miserably.
No,
or
we just riffed on NPR for 25 minutes. So.
ripped and riffed. Casey, what's going on with you these days? How are you been? For the listeners that don't know you, reintroduce yourself. The 2-second version. What do you do? What do you like?
I make burgers. I play music sometimes, and I think of jokes to say. And
Nice.
I read a lot.
Nice. What do you like to read?
Comic books and regular books.
I just started a Stephen King book earlier today.
Ooh, what book?
Cell.
Ooh.
From 2006.
I'm reading, right now I'm going through every movie that I've seen that there's a book to that I haven't read the book. So right now I'm reading High Fidelity.
How's that?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I love the movie. So.
I do too. I like the John Cusack.
Yeah.
And,
I love that movie,
and
but
the Jack Black.
The book's pretty sweet.
Is
The
it?
book takes place in England.
Oh,
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Did not know that.
Because the movie takes place in somewhere
Like
little-
Chicago, I think.
Is it? Yeah.
And like John Cusack's all like John Cusacky, but the book's all like, I think she was my ex-girlfriend then. She broke up with me. Painful, wasn't it?
She liked to shovel fingers up in there.
Yeah. Did she break your heart then? Oh, painful, wasn't it? It's not like that at all. It's
No.
really good.
Is there more or less lists than the movie? Because they do a
I'd say
shit ton
more.
of
I'd say
top
more.
5 lists, right?
More, and you know when he in the beginning of the movie when he delves into the top 5 breakups that he has.
Yeah.
The books delve into a lot more. Like,
Okay.
you get like a complete history, and it's really witty. It's funny. Nick Hornsby. What are you gonna do? It's good.
What else does he write?
He wrote about a boy. I didn't know that.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
So apparently, I need to read that book too.
Oh, right.
Well, that movie has Hugh Grant in it. He's charmingly befuddled. I seem to be charmingly befuddled.
So we watched some movies last night.
We did watch some movies last night.
And
some
they're
good ones.
movies that I've been trying to get Derek up here to watch with me for quite some time, and it's just never quite worked out. And I've been telling him that he's got to come watch Ready to Rumble with me, which is like,
that might be the first time I've seen that movie all the way through, and I gotta say, it did not disappoint me.
oh my god, I'm not even the biggest wrestling fan, but just I love the story that goes with it. There's
I'm not
a shit ton of wrestling.
I'm not
in
the
it.
biggest David Arquette fan, and it's a great movie.
Yeah, I love
David
that movie.
Arquette is batty,
He's a little loopy.
but the movie's really good.
Yeah. So if you get a chance, check out Ready to Rumble. It's from
Watch it.
2000.
2000
From
was what we
2000.
determined.
And Scott Kahn's in it, and everybody.
Which
that
is funny that Scott Kahn's in it.
Yeah, because now he's like on a hugely successful Hawaii 5-0 whatever.
Is that show still on?
I think it is.
I think it's sort of like Chuck, to where Subway is just buying more and more seasons of that show. I know they're pretty famous for having a really, really, really bad Subway in-show advertisement.
For Chuck?
No, for Hawaii
Subway
5-0.
did that with Chuck too.
Chuck, yeah, but Hawaii
What is
5-0
with Subway?
I don't
Subway.
know.
I feel like Subway was doing the same thing with dude. Subway was like a cast member of the last
Community.
couple seasons of Community.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like especially the last season of Community. Like Subway's like the main villain of the show.
Really?
Yeah, like the Subway like company is.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's pretty good.
I had Subway for the first time in like 3 years just the other day because it was out of convenience, but it wasn't very
delicious?
it gave me a stomach ache.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a huge Subway fan, but
I had a little
like the idea of them doing what they're doing with TV shows. That's kind of fun.
I had a little poop experience because of Subway actually.
Oh, no.
I went up to Spokane, got some more ink done on the old arm.
Did you ask for a 13, but they drew
drew
a 31?
Yeah, I was trying too hard, but
The
I'm not
offspring.
quite hip. And but in my own mind, I'm the dopest trip. So it's okay. You can just give it to me, baby. Later. Give it to me, baby.
It's like a tick or something. He's got like
so I go and get fitted for a tux. I'm going to be in a wedding on sometime this summer.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks. I think it might even. It's not mine. It's my best friend's. August 3rd, I believe it is. Apparently, it just cost $170 these days to rent a tuxedo.
Good Lord,
and
man.
apparently, that's just like your responsibility when you say yes to helping.
Yeah, that's kind of become a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
So, $170 later. So there's a.
yeah. So hey, if you're being asked to be in a wedding, remember that is your financial responsibility. So you should think about the answer when you're
Right. Or just start saving like $20. Bless you.
Excuse me, Jesus Christ.
$26 maybe every paycheck from now until you get asked, and you might have enough to cover your tuxedo.
Yeah, you don't think about it.
Yeah. Also, if you become the best man, there's like things you didn't realize that you're responsible for, like making sure the bachelor party's awesome, and making sure the bachelor party's awesome just means you spend a lot of your own money to make sure that it's awesome, and then cross your fingers that people pay you back for it.
Can you get like sponsorships or anything?
I'm gonna set up a fan funding fund anything thing.
You should have a fun run.
Yeah, totally. We should go and do a car wash.
That's a fun party idea.
Yeah, we're gonna do a car wash, a Time Spent Poorly car wash for me to throw a good bachelor party for my
do
BFF.
it.
So the men's warehouse was right next door to a Subway, and we went in, stepped in, had a Subway. I don't know why, but I decided to have a foot long.
Yeah.
And I don't usually eat a lot for lunch, so I ate, and then I'm on the way to the tattoo appointment, and I'm like, I might be having a little rumbly in the tumbly.
Oh no!
Right,
So
From Subway?
from Subway, yeah,
Wow.
of all, yeah. So I the only thing I can think of is I asked him to put honey mustard and some chipotle sauce on it. I'm thinking
Did you
maybe
bleed?
I might have needed a tampon.
Chipotle?
Some Chipotle, yeah.
Hey, when you went to Men's Warehouse,
Yes.
did you like the way you look?
Because he guaranteed it. I didn't give a shit about the way I looked, honestly. I tried on a jacket to make sure it wasn't too fat. And I was like, oh, I guess this. I'm like, is this the model that I'm wearing? She's like, it's similar. I'm like, all right.
What a diva.
Boring. This one's boring.
What is the thread count?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but this is not quite high enough quality.
I always wanted to be invited to be a wedding and then see the tuxes that they pick out and then go to order it and just be like, hey, on my tux, I want the jacket to have those tails. And then just show up to the wedding with like the tails on my tux and be like,
Look, I look like a butler.
Yeah.
and they weren't expecting it at all. Just piss them off.
Yeah, don't say anything, but can you give me the one that has like the white on black?
Yeah, dude.
Just totally not matched. So I'm at my tattoo appointment and I'm like mind over mattering it the whole time, going, okay, you're fine, you're not gonna go and ask to take a break for 15 minutes to shit up his bathroom, because it's you and the dude there and his dude that takes walk-ins or whatever. It's just the three of us chilling. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go shit up his bathroom. So I after the appointment, we start heading towards the place where we wanted to have dinner, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. Let's pull into the Safeway. So I'm like, and mind you that my tattoo guy is
Every single
somewhat
episode of this show
a poop story.
is
Yeah.
a poop story.
So mind you, every time I go to my tattoo place, I always have to like wage war through the ghetto somewhat. Like you gotta like weave through all of the homeless people and whatnot. So I pull in and I run inside and I just tell Amy, I was like, just drop me off at the front. I'm not gonna wait for you to park. So I go running inside. She goes and parks, and then I get a text message. It goes doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm looking through it, and she says, you need to hurry. I almost got mugged. I'm like, holy shit. So I come out and ask her what happened, and did my whole thing in a bathroom, by the way, that was terrifying. It was disgusting. It's one of those bathrooms where you can go in there, and when you lock it, it says vacant. Or it says vacant or in use. So I went in and locked it. Obviously, it says in use on the outside. And still, somebody outside, someone in here? I'm like, what the fuck? Of course! Can you read? You stupid shit. So,
Yeah, my favorite thing in the world.
So I go back outside and I'm like, what's the deal? And she's like, okay, so while you're in there, and for people that are listening only, you're going to miss out a little bit, but I'll try to explain it too. She said that a dude approached her, and she's sitting there with the windows rolled down, and a homeless dude approaches her with his hand tucked behind his back like this, and he's like, you got any money? And she's like, oh shit, this, and like instantly she thinks, well, there's a gun tucked into his into his belt behind his back right there.
Packing heat.
That's this is it. This is actually going to happen right here in broad daylight. This is happening. She's like, no, I don't have any money. He's like, okay, and just wanders off. But she was convinced, she was determined that she was going to get mugged, which I don't blame her. We're right in the middle of fucking downtown Spokane ghetto. Ugh. And then we went our separate ways from the bum, and then went all the way out to the valley where the hookers tread, but they weren't out yet. Because
there's hookers there
on East Sprague.
Wow.
That is like the red light district. If you go down East Sprague at like 9 or 10 at night, that's
when they wake up.
Oh yeah, it's like when the sun goes down. They're like vampires.
They detach from the ceiling,
right,
and just like click out in their heels. Like,
are they like Nosferatu?
Just kind of like they don't really walk. They just kind of like float through doorways, steal your soul with a shadow.
I saw Nosferatu when I was about 4 years old, and that movie scared the poo out of me.
That's about the same age I saw The Exorcist.
Ooh, that's a good movie for you to watch as a 4-year-old.
Flashbacks of certain scenes in that movie.
Is it the power of Christ compels you, and she takes the crucifix and starts shoving it up her vajayjay?
No, it's the part where she like escapes her bonds on the bed, and it was a really well. I mean, I look at it now and I'm like, great cinematography. That's how I get past like scary parts of movies. I'm like, oh, great cinematography.
Oh, good job. Yeah. Nice technical work.
Like thinking about it, I'm like, that was a cool scene, but I still like think about it and just like have that same fear that I had when I was just a little kid. And thanks, Dad. I mean, he thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, good idea.
He's so scared.
Look at that little faggot, he's shitting himself.
I used to do like scary movies. I still don't really like watching scary movies.
I'm not a big fan
but
of them.
There are like some movies that I watched as a kid that I just don't watch. I won't watch anything past or before like Chucky 3. Like Chucky, like all the new ones, they're like obviously they know they're comedies
Just
now,
like
so they're just
slasher.
yeah.
It's for fun.
Yeah, but the first ones are fucking terrifying to me. That doll is scary.
That doll is
My grandma
horrifying.
got me a My Buddy doll when I was a kid.
Ooh.
She still has it sitting on a shelf in her bedroom, and that thing is terrifying.
Yeah.
And one time when I was a kid, I brought that home to my mom's house, and she would not allow that to be at the house. She had to take it back to my grandma's. So when I was in junior high, I brought it back home, and when she was sleeping, I set it on her bed. she did not think it was funny.
She didn't like that at all.
And I had to bring it back to my grandma's. She still has it, though. My Buddy.
Those are
Terrifying.
Those are. Hold on, I'll look up a picture of one of those.
Terrifying.
Those are creepy little guys.
Yep. Grandma still has it. My Buddy. Do you know what a My Buddy is?
Yeah, I saw the first Chucky. I was kind of going through this phase where I wanted to see like all the original horror movies. I only got through Friday the 13th and then Chucky, and then I'm like, I don't really want to watch these.
Holy
by myself.
Shit, that
It's
is
like
the blonde-haired one
I
or
had
the brown
I
hair?
had the blonde hair one. That's
little
literally
Aryan
that's
youth.
one. That's what I had.
Mind Buddy.
Have it. My grandma has it, but it's mine.
That is creepy.
It's My Buddy doll. My grandma kept it.
They're like a Cabbage Patch Kid, except their eyes are bigger, so they can be opened wider to see you with.
It scares my mom. Scares her to death. She wouldn't let me have it at home. Yep, that's the one.
Jesus, that's creepy. He looks like is that what Chucky's based off of?
I think so.
Well, the Chucky story is like some like serial killer or something. Like his soul like went in the Chucky doll or the Buddy doll, and just started like cussing at girls and trying to kill them.
Yeah.
I just hit the wrong button again.
So which ones did you watch? The original?
I watched Chucky and then the original Friday the 13th with Kevin Bacon. But the thing about it that I thought was funny, more like unexpected, was
is that Jason's not in it?
Oh no! Well, he was in it, but not
He's
with
a
a
kid.
hockey mask. But
Yeah.
he was just like a hooded figure. But the thing is, they're like, yeah, I think I remember them being like, yes, Jason, he is a mongoloid and he drowned. And it's like, so Jason is just like, he's got Down syndrome.
Yep.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but no, the only scene that really frightened me in that was, they were flashing back and showing like Jason drowning. And I think the fact that it was just like a split second, like this deformed kid like drowning in a lake. I'm like, ooh. So then
Do you want to know an insanely good movie to watch? And I'm not kidding about this. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but Jason X is actually a fucking amazing
Really?
movie.
Isn't that
It's
the one where he
seriously-
grabs them by the sleeping
Yeah.
bag and start, oh my god.
It's
Love that
hilarious.
one. It's so funny.
So funny.
So funny.
And it knows it's funny.
Yes.
And seriously, go watch Jason X. That's actually like Jared. That's like in his top 5 favorite movies is Jason X.
Yeah,
Seriously,
it's
like
funny.
If Jason or like Jared would prefer to watch Jason X, like he would choose to watch it. And it seriously is really funny. Like,
It is.
Go watch it. It's a great movie.
I mean, the plot of it's not fantastic,
No,
but
it's
it's really
horrible.
Goes
it's
into the
really funny.
future, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're like out in this spacecraft, and yeah, it's funny.
It's so bad, but it's so good. So have you seen Friday the 13th?
Mm-hmm.
Or not Friday the 13th, but Nightmare on Elm Street.
Bits and pieces when I was a kid. Once again, I watched a lot of horror movies
Are
when I
you
was a kid.
are you not gonna rewatch that one or?
Oh no, I'll watch all of them. Well, funny enough, I watched this documentary recently called Never Sleep Again. It's like 3 hours, and it's about the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Oh wow.
It's great, like, and I can watch them, and it's.
That's
how I get past
my
horror
favorite
movies,
one. My favorite one of
Dream
the Nightmare on
Warriors.
Elm Street series is actually it's a New Nightmare, which is a really meta movie. It's actually really good.
Isn't that Wes Craven? Didn't Wes Craven
It's
do that one?
Wes Craven came back for it,
Yeah.
and then
I think I actually have that one out there on the on
Freddy is haunting the people who are in the Freddy movies.
Is that the one where he like is writing the script and stuff is like happening as he writes the script?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's when the Scream, one of the Scream movies, ends up kind of half spoofing. That one's kind of the Scream 3. I think is kind of based on that one.
It's very meta though.
Yeah,
like it's very awesome. I love it. I'm trying to think what else. those movies scared me when I was a kid, but I can watch those movies now and enjoy them and not be scared at all. And I think it's because I have, honestly, what you just said, I think it's because I've seen so many behind the scenes and documentaries about horror movies, about these original movies, that they just don't scare me anymore.
Room 237 is also really awesome. That one's all about The
Shining.
The Shining and the conspiracy theories behind The Shining. Apparently there's several.
So I've seen all of these documentaries about making these old movies, and now I can watch these movies and they don't scare me at all. Like, dude, Jaws used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid, and I still kind of won't go on water. I don't know much about
because
the ocean's terrifying.
The ocean is
let's be
I've
honest.
had dreams about being eaten by sharks.
I'll go up to like my neck in the ocean, but if I can't touch, I'm kind of pooping my pants.
But as far as the movie itself, though, the movie's just a really good movie. Smile, you son of a bitch.
Recut a Jaws trailer, and it's called Must Love Jaws, and they recut it as a romance between.
I've seen a bunch of those.
That's
like
funny.
The main dude and the shark.
Nice.
It's hilarious. They have a couple of them, like
The Shining. They did.
Yeah,
it's called Shine.
Yeah, and then 40-Year-Old Virgin is like Steve Carell's character is like a psychopath. It's really
they recut it and they do a really good job.
That's
with
great.
It.
And
put like different music to
just
it.
Depending on the music. That's funny.
The one for The Shining is really good. I think it's just called Shining, and it's just like
it's like, and a little kid, and he's like, all right, not here, Mrs. Torrance. You know,
Like, and then and then Jack Nicholson's just like, we're gonna be together as a family, like, and it's just like it has like this like light kind of like love like lovey like soundtrack, and it's really funny, very funny. Those are great previews, though. Those are funny. I now need to see the 40-Year-Old Virgin one because that's interesting to me.
It's really and Mrs. Doubtfire recut as a
Mrs. Doubtfire is scary as a comedy. Just the whole concept of Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, Mrs. Doubtfire is a great movie. I don't work with the males because I used to be one. That's a great movie.
Yeah,
Mrs. Doubtfire. But that's a terrifying concept, though.
It's pretty good.
So
recut as slasher.
Recut as a slasher?
Yeah,
let's do it. Fucking do it. Come on, YouTubes.
How about Andy?
No.
Why not?
He's a really nice guy and all, but I'm pretty sure that he is a serial murderer.
There's certain things about who I am. Kind of hard to talk about.
What are you trying to do? What are you buttering me up for? You're not going to try and kill me, are you?
I'm not trying to kill you. I love you. I love you.
Oh, God.
Wow. I'm going to tell you something. I don't just change like that. I can't just change for you.
I kind of thought you were a serial killer.
That is a fantastic idea.
Dude, it looks so good.
You know what would be really interesting is to just take the exact same script and just redo it as a horror instead.
They did such a good job with that.
Oh yeah.
The Shining one's really good too.
Oh shit! Damn it! My shortcut keys to get the open broadcaster back from this to it like makes the YouTube.
There's a School of Rock
over.
horror trailer.
I haven't seen that one.
School of Rock? Where do you see that one?
Right below.
Oh, there it is.
God, there's a knocked up one too. Seriously. I love the School of Rock. Like I love that movie.
Yeah, I do too. Let's see what happens with this one.
Chilo, you got a bass.
I just love his. When I was a kid, I remember when he first answers the phone when he's like impersonating Ned Schneebly. I thought his impersonation was hilarious.
This is Ned.
Just
Schneebly.
like Ned phone.
Ned phone.
Hello, this is Ned Schneebly. I'm like,
when he grabs the phone too, and he like puts the cord around it to make the noise.
Oh, off E-Bombs World, this ought to begin.
Is this Mr. Schneebly?
Hi, my name's Rosalie Mullins. I'm the principal here at Horace Green Prep. We do need somebody to start immediately.
Children.
They thought they could trust him with their children.
Very dramatic.
I'll be good, I swear.
Mr. Schneebly!
Do yourself a favor and just give up!
Nothing is more important to us than for you to feel your children are in a safe and secure environment.
Ned Schneebly had different plans.
How could you let our children be exposed to this imposter, this maniac?
I would like to tell you about what we've been doing in here, but there's such a thing as teacher-student confidentiality. You expect us to believe this garbage?
Do not assume your children are safe at school.
Just want to remind you about our little field trip tomorrow.
What field trip? I don't know anything about it. Where is it?
You just let anyone walk off the street and teach here?
That's ridiculous.
Where did they go?
School of Rock.
Dude, they're so great.
That is pretty good.
It's really strange because set to the right music, any of like Jack Black's mannerisms are just like hilarious. But when you just music like that,
I actually kind of feel that way. So I watch Hoarders and clean my house.
motivation.
I watch Hoarders. Let me rephrase that. I watch Hoarders and it makes me clean my house.
You watch Hoarders and anesthetize your house. There's not enough bleach.
So I watch Hoarders. There was that show that was on that was Extreme Couponers. And Extreme Couponers like plays the music in the background and it's like makes it like all like light and happy about people couponing and like Diane has a room that's dedicated to her wares from couponing.
Oh, and this is like stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of binders.
But if you played that with if you played that with like the ominous music from Hoarders, it would be an episode of Hoarders.
Strange addiction story, yeah.
But instead they play like this light, cheerful,
trading spouses music, just intermission sort of crap.
And then if they did like the Hoarders music, it'd be like that ominous, ominous tone.
This person has a problem.
I don't
piano keys. Bing.
I don't compose music. I compose ominous tones. Bah.
Bing bong. That's seriously what Hoarders is.
Yeah. And almost any CSI Miami or
Hoarders
CSI
Hoarders honestly makes me sick to even watch.
Gives you anxiety.
Yeah.
It gives me like anxiety, and I know that I'm going to be yelled at, so I just leave the room.
I love
What is this? I don't know.
I love how many excuses they make for the Hoarders on those shows. They're like, well, Diane was molested as a child, and her father left her, so that's why she poops in bags and stores them in the kitchen. Seriously, they try to, I'm making it really rough, what they're doing, but seriously, they're they'll say in the font Bill's dad left him when he was a kid. That's when he started collecting
the behavior
things and stuff. Starting the behavior. But really, what it needs to say is, Bill's dad left him when he was a kid, and that's when he started the behavior that led to him pooping in plastic bags and leaving it all over his house.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest about this.
Really, that's the excuse.
Right.
That's what it was.
Right. Well, his dad left him, and he never really got a chance to grow up, so he never had to really be potty trained ever.
His dad never told him, hey, what the heck are you doing? He didn't have that dad around to yell at him. And
what are you shitting in the bag or something?
Clean this stuff up. Pick up your room.
Hey, you don't poop in the bag.
You don't poop and leave it all over the house to get stacked up until it's disgusting. Ma!
It's like, you pay the bills, you poop in bags. You don't pay the bills, you don't get to poop in bags and leave them everywhere. This is my house, you don't pay rent.
There was one episode I watched the other day, and the lady had bottles, like big, like gallon bottles, like jugs and jugs and jugs and jugs of piss and shit outside.
Okay, that's not so bad.
No, it was inside too.
Oh, okay, that's
But
bad.
the ones outside had been there for so long that like grass and stuff was growing over
They
it.
became a part of the local topography.
Yeah.
You know, you can make like a... You take poo-poo and pee-pee and leave it in the sunshine like you're making sun tea, and then you put like a balloon over the top of it, and it captures the gases coming off of it, and then you pull the little balloon off, and that's supposed to be like some sort of like... Yeah, you can huff that. Yes, that's what it's called.
What's it called?
Your cousin Matt talks about it all the time, just as a joke, but he talks about it. It's called jankum, and you just like inhale poop gas.
Gross.
It gets you...
Gets you fucked up.
But
you're already there by the time you've decided you're going to do it.
Right.
They had to dispose the jugs, and
hazmat had to come in.
Yeah, yeah, like hazmat, like they look like they're getting rid of like
that scene
plutonium.
At the start of like Ninja Turtles 2, when they find the ooze and there's the hazmat everywhere, and there's those huge like sunflowers or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it looked like when they were getting rid of the jugs of piss and shit on this property.
Why would you, when there's a functioning toilet right fucking there?
So not only that, she finally found a better method, and the better method was to piss and shit into like a honey bucket and then just dump it outside.
So why couldn't she go into the toilet?
Because the poop monster would have grabbed her butt cheeks.
I think the toilet broke.
What? Oh, okay. So yeah, by all means, let's not fix that. Let's just start pooping into jugs, because that's sanitary and logical.
I had to clean a hoarder's house actually.
Really?
One of my friends, one of his old coworkers, had kicked some tenants out because they were late on their rent. He's like, "Hey, we need some help cleaning the house." So I'm like, "All right, cool." He's gonna pay us and buy us pizza. That sounds awesome. Get there.
Was it bad?
Oh yeah. Well, it wasn't like hoarders bad, but it was like crap everywhere. Weird stuff. Like they just like didn't feel like flushing the toilet anymore. Luckily, the bathroom wasn't my station. I got the chick's bedroom, and there were like ultrasounds of like her babies and singing condom raptors. Well, not rappers, just like condoms.
Condom raptors.
Condom raptors. They're just like rubber and like screaming at me, opening doors. But I'm trying to eat Jello in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just.
And you start shaking a little bit.
I don't talk about this kind of stuff very often, but on the shows. But I dated somebody, and I had to move. I was living at your old place.
Yes.
And I moved out with her. We got a place, and she was gone or something. And so I had to move all the stuff. And when I moved it, I had found out, basically, had no idea, had found out that she had saved, or not saved, just lazily, okay, I found a deposit of like cracker boxes and just shit all over, like on her side of the bed and like underneath the bed.
At my house?
Yeah.
Ew, I didn't know that.
PJ pants.
Ew, I didn't know that.
Like she was just eating crackers downstairs and then just didn't throw it away. Even though, what did I have downstairs at your apartment?
There was a
garbage can.
Plenty of garbage.
Plus, the cool thing is you got one box, and then you just put the other boxes in that box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's too much.
Well, there was a garbage in the laundry room. There was a garbage in the bathroom, and then you had a garbage.
And I already
in your
don't
room.
like eating like in a room.
Yeah.
At all.
Especially in the bed.
Yeah. But there was just like and then just bottles, like bottles and bottles and bottles, like Gatorade bottles, Powerade bottles, pop bottles.
They're under the bed.
Under the bed, on her side, just hidden, just all over the place. And I was just like,
"What the hell?"
And she just hid them everywhere. And I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah. Did she freak when she noticed they were all gone?
No, she didn't say anything. I'm the one that brought it up because I was like, "Hey, like, if I see you eating in the bedroom of a new place, I'll be like livid."
Yeah.
Which we ate in the bedroom at this place because that's where we lived, was in a bedroom.
Yeah.
But of course it's because she didn't want to go upstairs ever and go eat.
Right. I saw her She lived there for what, 8 months? I think I saw her 6 times. Yeah, it was strange.
But yeah, I just never got that. It's like, just go upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a dining room table right at the top of the stairs, and we told her she could eat there and feed her kid there and whatnot, but she just camped out downstairs. Yeah.
Camp out downstairs.
Yeah.
In the den.
I'll never live in another place that I only have one room.
Yeah.
I'll never be in a roommate situation with somebody again where I just have a room.
Yeah. It's tough.
When I moved back in there, I always hung out upstairs.
Right.
When it was just me living in there by myself.
Yeah.
I just hung out. I just lived in the house. I had a bedroom and I lived in that bedroom. I slept in that bedroom, but I hung out all over the house.
Oh yeah.
I watched TV during the day and did stuff during the day. Upstairs.
Yeah, like a human being.
Like a human being.
Yeah. You're not some monster.
Some creature from X-Files making beds out of newspapers and bile.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
Ew.
I was just so I mean, like, nobody saw, but I was just embarrassed. Like, what is this? What is garbage? Just
tucking away your
throw
garbage.
it out.
Yeah. Well, that's a weird thing to hold on to is cracker boxes.
Gonna be worth some money someday.
They might be. Well, you gotta save them for the lunchbox top.
Well, I think what it was is she was ashamed of eating a whole box of like Cheez-Its and then was like hiding it from me.
Oh, well, I mean, eventually.
But why not hide it in the dumpster?
Yeah, take it outside and. Because what are the chances that you're gonna go out there right after she dumps?
This is the same person that I gotta tell you this story. This is I've told this story a few times to a few different friends, but I always just think this is absolutely amazing. I've never been like this. Every person I've ever dated, I'll be friends. Like, I'll have food, and if I don't want to give you a bite of my food, but there's a lot of times like if I get fries, I'm like, hey, eat these fries. Like, don't. But I will, like, if I'm going to hang out with somebody and they don't have a candy bar and I'm going to eat a candy bar, every single time, mark my words, I will split a candy bar with you.
Yeah.
I am not going to sit in front of you and devour an entire candy bar while you sit and fucking watch me with your eyes. Where you sit and watch me with your eyes. You're not a dog. I do that in front of the dog all the time. He's like watching me eat. I'm like, oh, this is fucking delicious, you stupid dog.
Yeah.
Bartleby.
She would come home from she worked at McDonald's. She'd come home from work and there'd be like no food in the house ever. And I mean ever, because honestly she'd eat all the food.
Right.
She'd come home from work and have an entire I'm home, have an entire meal from McDonald's,
like burger, fries, drink,
and eat every fucking morsel of that without offering one thing to somebody else.
Wow. Whoa. That's weird.
It doesn't end there.
That's weird.
Okay, this happened on more than one occasion, which is why I think it's so fucking hilarious. Like you would think that from the first time of me pointing it out and being like, "Wow, you're a pile of shit."
Yeah, you're really
okay.
Sharing,
but it was with this one meal, this one thing she'd bring home, and tell me how fucked up you think this is. Okay, do you know of the ice cream sandwiches that are like a cookie and a cookie with an ice cream sandwich?
Yes, I love those.
Those are delicious, right?
Toll House
Those are like the
ones,
best thing out, right?
Those are amazing.
Those things are like 1,100 calories for one thing.
Right.
No one ever needs to eat a whole one of those by yourself.
Yeah.
But if you're by yourself, goddamn it, eat a whole one of those.
Yeah.
She would come home. She would be coming home from work. I'm there with her kids. She'd show up there with one of those, with one. She bought one, and she would sit there. I'm fucking. I wish I could say I made this up. She would devour that entire thing in front of me and her child. She would eat that whole fucking thing. She would eat that whole thing. And I'd be like, can you like cut that in thirds? Like, let us have a part of that too.
A tasty little.
And she just would sit there and would like eat the whole thing, just fucking making eye contact, just with no remorse.
Awkward.
And I was just like, you are a selfish sack of human shit.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Oh my god, I just couldn't believe that. And I wish. it was more than one time with that meal, that thing.
With that thing. Well, and that's like, it's one thing to
buy
like,
2, you piece of shit. They're $2.
Exactly. And it's one thing to be like, and not share with like another human being, but like something you spawned yourself, like, isn't it like a motherly
like
instinct to be like
human nature?
Yeah, like, oh, I'm gonna have one bite of this, and here, honey, you just have the whole rest of it because I feel bad, and you should just have that.
But if I was, but I'm not in a relationship with either one of you. A sexual relationship.
No, okay.
Yeah, but I would never show up like, okay, hey, I'm gonna come to a podcast with you.
Yeah,
I would never show up here with like an entire bag of McDonald's and open it up and be like,
release all the smell.
I didn't
into the
get
room.
you anything.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
At the very least, if I was like, I like grabbed it on the way here,
Just be like, hey,
and or I didn't have enough money, I'd sit out in my car and at least eat it. If I was planning on eating the whole thing, or I would eat like half of it and then give you half. Like, hey, you want half of this? Sure. At least offer.
Yeah. And usually the answer is like, oh yeah, I just ate, so I'll have a fry or
even
whatever.
For me, people are like, hey, you want? I mean, a lot of times people are like, you want some of my fries? And I'm like, not really. Like, I mean, like, I like McDonald's, but I'm not in the mood right now.
Right.
Especially since I don't eat McDonald's very much anymore.
I try to steer clear of it.
So, I mean, like, the answer is gonna be no. Like, but she was just not cool with no.
Yeah.
Do you guys know people like that?
Yes.
Am I the only one? Like, does somebody who just no remorse?
Amy hates sharing things.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever seen her bring home something and just fuck it up in front of you.
No, that's true too. No. We'll go to the movie theater and I'll ask her for like one of her milk duds or like something that she has, and she's like, no. But she grew up in like a family of 5, and they are always fighting over like what they had or whatever. So like I think that's where that comes from.
I'm opposite of that. I'm almost forceful to have people eat the stuff that I'm eating.
Have this.
Like, hey, I got these Sour Patch Kids. You want one? You want a Sour Patch Kid? You want to not get it? You don't want one? Well, you just ate one anyways.
Yeah. Now you get to enjoy.
So I don't want to eat a whole fucking bag of Sour Patch Kids myself. I do not need that.
You have to enjoy this with me.
You will be.
Yeah.
Hey, do you like licorice? Because you do now.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna help me eat this bag.
You're about to get a piece shoved up your nose.
Mm-hmm. What do you like? Do you not like sharing?
No. I'm definitely like, I'll be eating something and it's like, even like, hey, do you want any, like, you want any fries? Or, hey, did you want any of these? Like, even if they have something they're eating, I'm like, did you want any of this? Like,
nah.
I don't even care if you don't offer any in response. I'm like, do you want any of this? Did you want to try something? Did you want to pickle off of my burger just to see what it's like? I don't know. But I don't know. I'm always like, I just feel bad. Like, why not offer? Because it doesn't. I don't know.
Well,
it's sort of just like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
When Haley and I go and eat, I mean, there's a lot of times where we get 2 different things off a menu
on purpose, so you can split it,
and I'll be like, or at least be like, hey, do you want to try this? I would
exactly.
like to try that.
Yeah, I will. I'm pretty famous for getting into a group setting and having whatever I have with me and be like, hey, I have this. Does anybody want to trade me a little bit of this for a little bit of that? I usually I'll be asking if anybody,
especially
wants to
when you want
to
try more than one thing. Like,
right.
Hey, let me try some of that.
Yeah, that's what.
I couldn't decide on the chicken or the pork. I selected the pork, but I would like to try some of the chicken.
I would like to
Do
try
you
a
want
bite
to try
of that?
some of this pork?
Exactly. And then the response that I always get is Amy will always be like, "Yeah, I'm good." I'm like, "Well, I'm still having it." I just steal it from her plate. I'm still trying this.
Yep.
And then I get like a fork to the hand.
That's funny.
Yeah. She does not like to share. It's funny.
I remember that was another thing too when we lived with you. Is I remember she would like go stop at Taco Time, like want to stop at Taco Time. Then we'd get to your house, and she'd want to like. We would eat upstairs, and I'd be like, we should ask them if they want something, and then we would just sit there and eat a dinner with the 3 of us, while you and Amy are like out in the living room. And I was always just like, it'd be cool if we had like we all just ate dinner
together. Yeah.
Like let's just all eat dinner together.
Yeah. Well, and we offered the first couple of times or whatever, and it just always kind of seemed like she wanted to have like privacy, and so we're like, maybe we won't ask them anymore then.
Yeah, and when I moved back in with you, I eat with you guys all the time.
Yeah.
I fact I don't like buying food. So
Right.
I was like, yeah, I'll eat with you. Oh, what are you eating? Like chicken strips? Yeah, I'll eat some fucking chicken strips. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
What are you? Yeah, let's do this.
Is that toast? Toast? Yeah.
What are you eating? Some like Mentos or something? Some Tums? Yeah, I'll have some Tums.
I'll do that.
Hey, you want to split that Rolade?
That bottle of water, I'll get another cup over here. Just kind of like
Hey, you
put a
gonna
little
eat? You gonna
splash
eat?
in there.
You gonna eat the rest of that napkin? I'll eat that. I'll eat some of that napkin.
You
Give me a
got some
scrap
cheese
of that.
on that McDonald's wrap cake.
Hey, can I scrape that off with my teeth? I did that this morning. I had a sausage McMuffin from McDonald's.
And there's always cheese left
Cheese
over.
was it. I do that fat person thing where I'm like, oh, I'm fat. Dude, I'm not gonna. I do not eat McDonald's hardly ever, except for I'll have McDonald's breakfast, and I usually do after I've drank for a long time. It's just like I need to eat some McDonald's.
I don't know what it is about getting just hammered the night before. The next day, you almost have to have McDonald's or something equally.
I think the sadness
terrifying.
from your McDonald's food soaks up the alcohol. I'm making poor choices.
I wish I wasn't eating this. However, I wished all of last night didn't exist. So.
Oh man, I had so much fun, and then
that was great.
You know what would have been fun is I wouldn't have been hungover at all if I could have actually had a night of sleep.
Right.
But I did not. I
had a night of sexual.
Nope.
No.
Was the dog barking?
I didn't have no sexual nothing either. We went straight to bed. I was like, I'll be goddamned if I'm the only person in this house not having sex. God.
I don't kiss and tell.
Okay. Okay.
You can tell me, Derek.
I don't kiss and tell on podcasts.
Oh, well, that tells us everything, doesn't it?
I know there's really no way you can, because you can't be like, no, it didn't.
No.
But then you can't be like, yeah, because then you're a dick.
Right.
So just go, then you're like, I'm going to take the gentleman's oath, which just means I did.
Yeah.
Or didn't.
Or whatever
Or
happened.
whatever.
You'd be like, no
We'll get that in
comment.
post. We're going to get the whole part
Oh, yeah, we'll take it out.
Never.
It won't happen.
Never.
Never. No, I'll fix it.
No.
I won't. It's too much work.
Way too much work.
So much work. Such a hassle. No, we went upstairs and I actually ended up doing my hey, you wanna do some stuff? No. All right. Well, I'm gonna go in the other room then. I didn't post a podcast on Friday, so I actually I went up in the office.
Well,
and posted
you did.
A podcast.
I was attacked on your way up the stairs.
I know.
So
I heard it.
I was attacked.
I heard it. It was like a alley. It was like a back alley brawl that happened in the.
Well, you had
to
to walk by us.
I did. I was like, I come downstairs. I'm like, hey, Derek, I got your.
And you're like, okay, well,
gotta run out. Gotta get out of here.
Time to get upstairs. She's like,
no. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's all right. That's what happens when you date people that are still in their sexual prime. And
was it like that scene from They Live with Roddy Piper and that black guy?
What?
The 10-minute fight scene?
Oh, yes.
That is my favorite fight scene of any movie, except for Jason X when he beats like a sleeping bag with like two girls against
two girls in it against a tree. Oh my god, it's amazing. So funny. And then he goes out into space and good stuff.
Such a good movie.
Good stuff. Terrible, but good.
Oh no, it's horrible.
Horrific.
Anyway, it was a fun time though last night.
Yeah,
we
gonna
ate some barbecues.
We did some barbecue. Next time we'll have to get the.
Get any more hot dogs?
I do have some more hot dogs.
I'm gonna eat a hot dog before I leave.
I have one piece of chicken left too.
I just want hot dogs.
Okay. Next time we'll have to pace the
I'm
booze.
easy.
Yeah, we'll have to pace the booze drinking a little bit and play a little spin the bottle or something amongst the dudes.
Do we need to be a matchmaker?
Yes.
Matchmaker, make out with my girlfriend.
Okay, well.
Amy.
We're looking your way.
Hey, Haley sent me a text last night that said, "So we're not getting weird."
Oh, really?
When we were watching the movie, and I was like, "I'm getting tired."
Uh-oh.
I thought it was funny.
We should one of these days just get together and
just bang
each other's brains out, and then and
He's
then
like
and
10.
then and then ask the girls if they're still okay with everything.
Can you bring us more beers?
Please bring us some more beers. I'm really parched now.
Can you turn the air on again?
This twister thing. Can you bring us a mop? We gotta mop this twister board off.
Oh God! I don't ever want to play Twister. You have to mop it.
That plasticky material. You
Yeah,
just kind of like.
that's why.
hose it.
I always hated playing Twister because the plasticky stuff just like folds up. Like it's not a good. It's not a good board to play on.
Yeah, if you have to bend yourself into a pretzel, you're like, I don't really have any grip anymore, and I'm in my socks, and my hands are all sweaty because this girl's real close to me, and she's kind of touching my leg, and I don't really know what's happening in my pants right now, but it's really awkward. So
I wish I gold bond before I got here.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't think we'd be playing Twister, but if I said no, then I'd be the weird guy sitting on the couch while everyone
Just
else plays
watching,
Twister.
yeah.
No,
Watching
guys, I'll be
people play Twister.
all-time spinner. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'll just spin.
It's cool. All right.
I got a phone call I got to make for an hour.
I wasn't invited to any boy-girl parties in junior high.
I wasn't either. So don't feel
That's not me.
No, I didn't either.
Were you? Shut up.
No, the thing about it was always invited by chicks that I
Didn't care for.
didn't like. It
Size
was,
of a
it
planet.
was not like it. Yeah.
All right, Pluto asked me over
I
again.
went to one movie and I went to Disturbia.
Oh, good.
In 9th grade, and I'm like,
Oh,
Okay.
It hurts me so much.
I don't really know.
Disturbia came out when
yeah.
you were in 9th grade. I hate you so bad.
only 22.
I hated. Okay, so
We're 10 years older than each other.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
This is how junior high was for me. In high school. This is how
Those
part
two
of college.
should not be like the same.
This is how they were for me.
Till I was 26.
Okay, so well, the reason why I say they're different situations.
Oh.
I didn't get invited to parties, but it was different situations. In high school, by the time I was in high school, I was well known for just wanting to go to my friend's house and play video games. So
Yeah.
I was never invited to stuff because, I mean,
You had a
frankly,
track record.
frankly, I wasn't invited because I was a loser. But then also, I wouldn't have went because I would just go play video games. And I was a straight edge, like hardcore Christian at the time, and I never would have went and done anything that was even had drinking involved.
Yeah.
And just not even. I wouldn't have been involved in that.
Basically missed out on great teenage opportunities.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun times.
I think that's probably what the three of us have in common the most. In junior high, though, I remember distinctly a few things that happened with being invited to boy-girl parties that were just kind of on the cusp of happening. Like, they're, like, new to us.
Yeah.
And the first time... was it the first time? No. So the first time... Okay, so the first time was these douchebags I went to high school with. They called themselves the J Boys because their names were like Josh and John and Jack and Joe and J something.
Japan.
Jack J. One of them's name is literally J. They're the J Boys. Okay.
Jobin.
They had a party in junior high and they invited a bunch of people, and then I remember them like not inviting me, and it didn't hurt my feelings. Like, I hated these guys, and I never would have went and hung out with them. And they didn't invite me, but they were inviting people like around me, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna be invited to this. They don't like me,
Right.
And then the part that bothered me is that instead of, not only did they not invite me, but they distinctly told me I was not invited.
Oh.
And that's like the first, like, okay, so they invited like all these people, and then like they had this girl that I hated, and she just basically came up to me and like, they just wanted me to let you know not to show up with anyone. And I was like, oh, okay. Actually,
thanks, guys.
And a more of an accurate reaction, I was probably like, okay. And then I remember I wept very much that evening. Like I was told to not show up to this thing.
That sucks. Not cool.
So, but those guys were not my friends. And so I never took it to heart for very long. Because it was like, they're not my friends. They're not going to like me. They had parties forever. I was never involved with that. They always had people going. They hated me. It was never going to happen. I was fine with it. I made peace with it after the first time.
Yeah.
The part that, the time that did get to me, it was this girl who I knew named Bethany. I know her still. We're fine now. She's whatever.
Yeah.
She's fucking 20. Almost like
she exists.
It's like 15 years later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's been a while. She had a birthday party, and it was like and I used to go to their church. I went to the church with these people. I hung out with these people. We went to youth group together. All of us. It was like a core group of like 10 or 11 people, or 8 to 11 people, or something. We all hung out together. We went to youth group. We went to this thing. We went to blah, blah, blah. And then she invited them all, every single person, to her birthday party.
Except for you.
I did not get it. Oh, no. It was a Halloween party. And distinctly said they did not want me to go.
Wow.
I was like, you motherfuckers are my friends.
Ouch.
Jared and I have had at length conversations about how shitty our friends were, though.
Yeah, that's really weird. That's not a normal thing.
Yeah, we've had conversations with you. You were where we just told you about just how shitty our friends were.
Yeah,
and they really were. They were really awful friends. And actually, honestly, I don't even at this point. I'm 29. I don't care if any of you ever listen to the show. You were all fucking horrible. I mean, you were all horrible people. You're horrible friends. I know one of you in particular was offended that I didn't go to your wedding like last year or something. And truthfully, I cataloged everything that you ever did to me in like junior high and high school, and how much I gave to our friendship and how much you gave to the friendship. And truthfully, I just couldn't fucking do the math on it. It just didn't work out for me. Like, you suck. You suck out loud. Sorry.
Take that.
We still talk. So if you ever listen to the show, this is really going to offend you. But like, honestly, I've done the math. Jared and I, like, we seriously broke down just everything that this group of friends ever pulled on either one of us, and we were just like, this is the shittiest group of people I've ever met in my life.
How did you come out on the other side of it? Still,
I don't know.
Cordial to each other. Yeah.
I don't know. It's because the one I'm friends with one of those people, and that's Jared. I don't talk to anyone else. The last time I talked to somebody is when they showed a somewhat upset about me not going to the wedding, and I was just like, yeah, dude, I just don't. Nope.
Why would they expect you to be there after treating you so poorly?
I don't. The thing is, I think at the time I was such a pushover. I've never expressed to any of them how shitty they were. I've talked to Jared about it at length on podcasts, in private, just talking about how just horrible our friends were in junior high and high school. These people I grew up with for like 10 years. Yeah. And just how horrible they were to us.
Your Josh's, like, what would be my Josh's?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been friends with most of them since junior high, and then we just at length, like, Jared and I have just hashed it out, like, how horrible they were. But I'd never told these people how I thought of them. Like, I've never like hashed it out with them and just been like, hey,
you never had like a reason to
like I would love to just like look at one of them specifically in the face and just say, like, that you were a fucking terrible person.
Yeah.
Like, he's a terrible person. He's a terrible person now.
Yeah. I'm friends with Joshua. I'm going to be in his wedding this summer. There is a gal named Jess that moved to California, and just trying to remain long distance friends. Things happen. You get busy in your life. It's tough remaining friends when you leave the area. So I don't hold that against her or whatever. It's tough to maintain friendships from afar. But like, Josh is the only person I'm still friends with that I went to junior high with. I count Jess as a friend because we've been friends for so long. But right now, it's hard. Yeah. But I mean, if we started chatting again tomorrow and it stayed consistent or whatever, I have no problem continuing that friendship or whatever. But like if somebody that I haven't talked to since junior high or high school tried to start talking to me now, I'd be like, why?
Yeah,
why is this happening now? I have enough friends as it is and acquaintances.
Jared's my best friend, and then Michael and Patrick, and they had moved away. I'm friends with these guys named Michael and Patrick. They're twins, and they had moved away. And for all of high school, I hung out with them every single weekend. I went and did. We went and sang karaoke at the Golden Dragon Chinese restaurant, and we did dishes for them and stayed the night at Vincent's house, who owns the restaurant. And we did that all through high school for 4 years. And that's
for
when
Friday and Saturday.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Friday, Saturday night. That's all we did.
Nice.
That's all we ever did. And we did that all through high school. And I quit hanging out with my friends from junior high, and except for Jared, and I looking back on it, I'm still close friends with Michael and Patrick, and best decision I ever made was remaining friends with them.
Yeah, they're still those,
and they were like family, and
two really cool.
And
dudes.
now they are my family. They're just my family.
Yeah,
and
they're cool guys.
And I think those relationships, that's what I love doing a podcast about. I've become closer friends with you than I ever did with any of those assholes I did when I was in junior high.
Yeah.
And those people in junior high had a huge impact in my life.
Yeah, exactly. Or for me, I had a few different people that I remained friends with or whatever. But this is something I've been meaning to talk about on the podcast for a while now, and I just haven't really it just hadn't come up organically. I didn't want to just start railing against it for no reason. But something that I also find really interesting is about how your family relationships kind of morph through time, and I don't mean like your brother and your sister or whatever. I'm talking like extended cousins that were like really close to you growing up or whatever, and now that you're all adults and out on your own or whatever, like at what point are you still required to be like, because cousins are pretty much your built-in best friends or whatever, like they teach you how to socialize with other people that aren't your family. But before you can learn how to become friends with those people, you kind of got to learn how to deal with these people that you are related to. So I've got 3 and 3 from my mom's brother and my mom's sister. So I have 6 cousins, and one of them now lives in Alaska. One of them lives here in town, or 4 of them live here in town. One of them lives up in Deary. But one of them that still lives here in town is a real estate agent, and he helped me sell my first house. So what happened when I got my first house was there's a gal that went to my church and she helped me get my first house. Well, and I was finally done with that house. It was a starter house. It was only 800 square feet, really small place.
Guy.
When it was time to move up in the world and you have you have your own girlfriend and all that stuff, and you're trying to move in together and you have a roommate in 800 square feet, like that gets tight really quick. So we started looking for a new place, and my cousin becomes a real estate agent between the time of purchasing my first place and me being ready to sell my first place. So I'm like, okay. So family kind of comes first, and that's kind of the thing that you're fed. That's the thing that everybody says. Family comes first. Family's most important. So I'm like, all right, well, this gal that helped me get this place, she could sell this place really, really quick. But I want to help my cousin out and help him get his first. I would have been his second client ever. I think he'd sold one other thing before I had him before I signed up with him. So knowing that it was going to take a little while. It ends up taking 14 or 15 months to sell my first place. Took a little while. We had a couple of knockdown, drag out fights over the phone. I got really pissed off at him one time over something that had to do with the sale of the house. And I get off the phone with him, slam my phone down and into the couch cushion. Thank God, because I can't really afford to slam it against the wall. Slam it into the couch cushion, walk out into the yard, pull up his sign, and just throw it across my yard. God damn it! Throw his fucking sign across the yard. I cool off. I finally, the next morning I go and pick up his fucking his sign and put it back and call him up and apologize. The whole thing goes. And everything. He helps me get the house that you lived in with me. He helped me buy that house after that one sold. So the whole thing went fine and everything. And then I used that place that was still pretty starter home-esque. It was not really, it wasn't anything like this place. Like, it wasn't like an actual home that you could see yourself staying in.
Which is hilarious because that house, even your first house,
Yeah.
I would totally love to just own a house at this point. I'm at that part of my life where I'm like, I need to own something.
It'd be cool to own something. So that wasn't really it wasn't really like a 10-year or 15-year house. That was more like a 5-year house. So, and we were there for about 6 or 7 years. It was time to move on from that one, and so it's the slowest time of the year. It's December when we make the decision to put our place up for sale, and I just kind of decide, okay, so now not only is it the slowest time of the year, but he just sold my grandma's house and it took him 4 years to do this, so or 3 years or whatever the time frame was. It took him a long time. Granted, it was a specialty sale. She lived all the way out to Waha. You need a special client. You need a special type of client to buy a place out in Waha. So I gave him that little caveat. Yes, that would have taken anyone a little while to sell to someone out in Waha. However, still, long time, 2 years, 4 years, however long it was. It was a long time. Took him a long time. So I'm like, I'm just gonna use the gal that got got me my first house. She'll get in here, she'll bang it out. We'll be at our new place wherever we end up. And I kind of had like a list of special things that I wanted for this house because I want to turn my shop basically into a personal business. So I needed a place. I needed enough space to do a business out of. So I was like, I got to be able to get in, find what I want, and make the deal happen. I got to get this place sold. I got to get it over with. So I went with the original gal, and I hit him up on Facebook just to kind of give him a heads up. Like, hey, you're gonna see this for sale. I'd rather you hear about it from me rather than just seeing it come up for sale. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. And just like know nothing about it. So I hit him up on Facebook, and you would have thought that I stole his firstborn from him, which he does not yet have. You would have thought I injured his firstborn. You would have thought that I like purposefully tried. It doesn't fit at all. You would have thought that I tried, like that I was purposely trying to like do something malicious towards him. Like I did it. I connived the whole thing in my head. Like the response
like
that I got.
To get back at him.
Yeah. Like it was nothing like that. It was just like, hey, I need to get this over with, and I'm gonna let him know. And he chewed me up one side, out the other, deleted me off of Facebook, and every time
he deleted you off Facebook.
Deleted me from Facebook.
It's official.
Yeah, it was official at that point.
He really hated your guts.
He really hated my guts. It took the 5 seconds it took to find me, hit delete, and say yes.
Because you were selling your house for somebody else.
Because I was selling my house through someone else. And he chewed me up. He told me I was an asshole. He told me I was a piece of shit. He told me I should go fuck myself. He told me all of the, like, a bunch of really unprofessional things. And I refused to sink to his level. I was like, I'm really sorry you feel that way. I'm really kind of sorry that I told you anything now. I wish you would have just found out just through the... Oh, is that me?
Your cousin.
That was me. He's trying to say he's sorry.
There's an alarm clock going off.
I was like, seriously? Jesus.
This thing
show's
works.
Popular.
This show works fast, everyone. But no, it was one of those things where like I was like, I'm sorry you feel this way, but I'm.
So then you got to where you like regretted even telling him.
Yeah, I regretted it.
But just let him fucking find out. Fuck him.
Yeah, and then just like fume silently without even like bringing it up.
Without even knowing, but yeah, so
they wouldn't even have said anything to you.
Yeah, so we had this huge back and forth on Facebook, and I refused to sink to the level. So I was like, I'm sorry you feel that way. I wish I would have said nothing, and then I threw in a couple of podcast plugs and whatnot at him. But the main thing he kept on throwing at me was that family comes first, and how dare me stab family in the back, and family this and family that, and family is most important.
It sounds like a crackhead trying to guilt like a relative into giving them money or something like that.
It was basically more the fact that I was doing a deal that made him not make about $4,000 to $6,000 total. And less about him giving a shit that I'm a family member.
That's a dick move on your part, especially since how many of our comedy shows did he go to?
Oh yeah, none.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Maybe that's not a big deal. What about like how long has you been listening to the show, or listening to the shows on the podcast network? Or
Yeah, he's never asked me about any of my podcasts, or I'm pretty sure he's never listened to a single one.
Okay. Well, okay. Hold on. How many? How many clubs has he gotten from you? Is he like doing a lot of workouts?
Oh yeah, he's bought nothing from me. He's bought no clubs from me. So.
Okay. Well then, what about family?
But yeah, what about family though?
He's not supporting you at all.
And that was my one point. I didn't want to go low road, but the one part where I threw out like a whole bunch of plugs at him, I was like, oh, by the way, you can go. Since we're family and everything, when can I be expecting your first order from Rosewater Kinetics? You're gonna go to rosewaterkinetics.com and you can order anything right there. Since we're family, when we support each other, it's required apparently to support each other. I'll be expecting a Rosewater Kinetics order from you pretty soon. Also, I was still doing comedy at the time. I was like, also I have this and this show coming up. I'll be expecting to see you that at the show. Yeah. And you can find my podcast at Time Spent Poorly. I'll be expecting all of your friends to be like just raving about all of the shows that you're telling them all about, because we're family and we have to support each other.
Yeah.
So that was the one dick thing that I kind of said to him, but I was like,
it's a very valid point. Though.
I was like, how can you sit there and tell me that I'm a piece of shit because I didn't help you get $4,000 to $6,000 for your job and make get yourself one more sale and get your name out there more? How can you tell me that I'm not being a good person, that I'm a piece of shit, when you specifically told me in one of your responses back that there are reasons that you've never been to one of my shows before, kind of implying that maybe I suck at what I do, sort of implying that.
What a douche.
So like I'm sorry, at that point I had zero remorse, no remorse, and I'll say right now, I'm sorry, but I am not fucking required to help anyone do anything. So you can go fuck yourself.
This is a show of addressing people today.
Yeah,
I like it. Hold on. Also, the junior high friend. Yeah, go fuck yourself. I don't care.
Yeah.
This is a good show. It's a good fun.
I've been sitting on.
Casey, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, Casey, go eat a bag of dicks.
What did I?
I've been sitting on that for 5 months.
Yeah, have been sitting on that.
I've tried very hard to keep.
I'm glad we
all
talked
to myself.
about that. I've never known how that is. My cousins are like my brothers, mostly because I don't have brothers.
Yeah.
But I don't have any that kind of relationship with them in the professional sense, because I'm the oldest.
Yeah. Now, do you have any of them that would, like, if they started their own business, would they be like, well, you have to use me. Don't forget whatever it is that you're doing. You have to use me.
My cousin Andy's always like trying to get me to do like vaping. He does like, he's into the vaping stuff, and he can do something.
Make his own juice probably.
Yeah, and I don't vape, so I don't care.
Right.
But if I was going to start and I wanted to do like the kit that people are doing, like what you do and Mike, I'd probably go through him. Oh, yeah. But not because he's like just my family, but because like I don't know anyone else, and I'm not going to go to the place in Clarkston.
Well, and it sounds like he knows what he's talking about, and
knows what he's talking about.
He'd help you out if you had a question.
But at the same time, though, let's say this: if I started doing the vaping stuff and I went to the place in Clarkston or I went somewhere else, he wouldn't be upset.
Right?
He'd probably just be like, "Oh, I could have found you this," and blah blah blah. Like,
That's the response that I was expecting and did not get. Mm-hmm. I was expecting, oh man, that really sucks. Maybe sometime in the future I can help you out with something else, or the sale of, or any myriad of responses. I did not expect.
If I went and bought like a different like vaping thing from somewhere else, like my cousin Andy wouldn't be like, dude, what the fuck, man? Family support the family. Okay, first off, we're not a fucking mafia,
right?
Hey, you only buy things from the family, or you're swimming.
Heard of Omerta? You're dead.
You're dead to me. You're dead to me. Yeah, we've been talking for an hour and 14 minutes.
I think you deleted some things.
Yeah, so we're gonna get some of that in post, and But yeah, just because there's a specific skill set that you have, don't be that person and just automatically expect it from your family.
No.
Especially if you're not good at it. If you're not good at what you do,
burn.
Just go fuck off. I mean, you can sit there and tell me all day long that I am not good at what I do. I do not care. But I don't have a fucking track record proving that I'm not good at what I do.
Hey, let's look at it this way. Maybe you weren't the best at comedy. Maybe you weren't.
I wasn't. I will openly admit.
But if he hired a comedian for his event,
right,
you wouldn't be like, what the fuck, man?
Exactly.
I've been doing comedy for like 5 years and you don't hire me? I'm clearly family.
That's right.
I'm family. Whatever happened to family supporting family?
He'd be like, dude, you're just not my style of comedy. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
Plus, I want it to be good. And
Plus, I wanted it to be funny.
You'd be like, hey, what the fuck, man? This is why I haven't gone to any of your house showings. This is why.
That's the same thing.
It is the
same thing.
Literally the same thing. And I'm sorry, I will admit right now, I was not good at comedy. That's why I'm not doing it anymore. Can you tell that I haven't done it in 3 years?
But you wouldn't be offended at somebody for not hiring you for that.
I wouldn't give a fuck because I admit I wasn't that good at it. I do this instead. I can actually string some thoughts together and maybe make a couple of jokes, but I'm not under the pressure of being in front of a live audience.
You're good at DJing. That would be
Yeah.
you're good at DJing. If I went and hired a DJ, I would never go hire a DJ. Why would I do that? I would just ask you.
Right.
And try to get a good price, if
Right.
not free. But because that's me.
Right.
But
well, and I do have the rule for myself that close friends and family
but
get
you
free
are a good
gigs from
DJ
me.
though. You are a good DJ though.
Thank you.
So you would be allowed to be. I think you would be allowed to be offended if I went and found some other DJ and was like,
well, I'm just gonna go with this.
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't think you'd say yes. I didn't think you wanted to do it.
I mean, you could be like up front and be like if I wasn't close friends with you, and be like, hey, I went the cheapest route possible. I went and got a Casio CD player.
Right. I got a Walkman that doesn't skip if you shake it.
Went and got a Discman. And it has really good anti-skip.
It's got anti-shock on it. 20 seconds read.
So
there's that in case the bass gets a thumping.
Not gonna need you.
That being said, though, I've been sitting on that for 5 months. It's been bugging me for 5 months. Now that it's out, I do not give a shit. I will make it, like, if he wants to make it better and apologize tomorrow, we're friends all over again tomorrow. I do not give a shit.
Yeah.
However, that being said, I'm not going out of my way to make that fixed. So, balls in your court. That's kind of my that's my.
Do you feel better now?
I do feel a lot better about that because I've been
You've been harboring it.
It's almost as much like it almost festers as much as every once in a while I'll just be like, God damn it, Matt Besser.
Matt Besser.
And if there's any hardcore fans, you'll know what that means. If you're an old school Basement Boy fan, you'll know what the Matt Besser incident was. But it's kind of like that. Like I'm over it now, completely over it now. But every once in a while, I'll just be sitting there. And I'm like, God damn it! That whole fucking thing could have been like a perfect house transfer, except for that one thing with my own fucking family member that made it go.
See, I'm known throughout my family for not giving a shit. So so nobody ever holds me accountable for things.
Yeah. Now I feel much better though. I do feel better about having a chance to air that grievance, and now I probably will never bring that up ever again unless I want to make fun of it. But
they
I
don't
won't
even
bring it up
invite
seriously.
me to camping trips anymore. I found out
Your whole family does it.
Yeah, they don't invite me.
I don't get invited to do anything anymore. Apparently, I'm that much of a piece of shit.
I'm honestly fine with it.
I'm cool with it too. I there's the family that you're born into, and there's the family that you pick, and if that means that the family I picked is better, then apparently I picked well because I got a good family. I heard that. Sounded like a poo-poo.
Just bubbling over there like a crab.
Yeah, it was. like a crab. I don't think it was an Alaskan king crab, but it felt huge.
We didn't talk to you all that much, but thank you for being on the show today.
No, it's fine.
We appreciate you
You still
showing
love
up.
us?
Yeah, I still.
We were venting.
We had some.
Do you want to be on the show again?
Yeah, I do.
Do you need to vent anything before we're out of here?
I was thinking, no.
You good?
I'm all right.
Dude, you don't vent things. Do you want to? Hey, do me a favor and have a good day.
Yep.
Well,
do you want to come on the show next Sunday?
Yes.
Nice.
Sweet. Come on, come back. We'll actually not bitch about shit that doesn't matter.
We'll focus on you.
I took the back seat because I could tell this was helpful for both of you. So.
Thank you.
I feel like you helped.
I think you.
I'm a good listener.
Your smiling, bubbly personality helps.
Every girl I've talked to has told me I'm a good listener.
You're like the best friend.
You're good peoples. Next time,
you want to vent about that?
Yeah.
You're like a brother.
You're a good bro.
You ever heard that?
Good dude.
No, I haven't heard that one. But
the good brother comment used to be like a dagger to my heart.
Aww. You're like a good brother. Yeah,
you're like a brother to me.
Oh, especially coming from a chick. You're like, well, I gotta go anywhere else now.
No, I don't care.
Find us on timespentpoorly.com. Find us at youtube.com/timespentpoorly. Find him on Twitter at
Derek
Young. He's at Casey4. Yeah. I'm at Nathan Elbetz. That's CASEYFOOR. Find us on Stitcher. That would be nice.
Stitcher app.
Thank you. Find us there. I think.
Remember, if something bad happens to you, you probably did it to yourself.
And from now until the next time I talk to you guys, I didn't start this nearly soon enough. From now until the next time I talk to you guys, be good to you and yours. I'm out the door. Peace out, motherfuckers.
Well, see you fuckers later.
Hey, that's the story of my life. I had a good plan, but it didn't go right. Oh no, I'm overdrawn. I checked my account and the money's all gone. Why me? I don't know what to think. I finally get aboard and the whole boat sinks. Seems to be the story of my life. The story of my life. The story of my life. That's the story of my life. That's the story of my life.
For all of this and more, go to timespentpoorly.com. And if you have any fitness needs, I also make Indian swinging clubs. You can find those at rosewaterkinetics.com. See you bitches later.